What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? It is a Monday evening, and we are super excited because we are back with another interview with Trichology 911 Business Check In, where we are checking in with amazing trichologists, hair loss professionals that have experienced Trichology 911 University in different various ways. And we are just excited because we are seeing such amazing things. Now, you are in for a treat today because I literally have the baddest, let me not say the baddest braider, DA. Okay. Um, and I have, she is not only a really awesome braider, but she is a premier trichologist, if not the premier trichologist in North Carolina. I'm so excited to have her with us. And she's just going to really be showing us how to overcome some things and still be able to work through issues and still be impactful in trichology. Super excited. Let's welcome Latisha B. Fikes.
Hey guys.
Lady, we are so excited. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Number
Oh,
one.
no problem.
Yeah.
Anytime. I'm excited
So
myself.
it's just so crazy because I remember us having interaction before trichology,
Yes.
like years before, right? And
Yes.
then we circle back around, and it was just like so crazy that we were able to come back together on this side.
Yes.
So I want you to give us a little introduction and let us know where you're located, an introduction, an intro, and a little background as to who you are.
Should be Fikes. I'm here in the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. Originally from Jersey City. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I am originally from up north, but the South is my home. When I first moved to North Carolina, I always know that I wanted to braid, so I went to cosmetology school in North Carolina. Was afraid of a lot of things. I think I was afraid of my greatness, so I limit myself a lot. So I was like, I'm just going to school just to get a license, and that was it. And I came to find myself being a licensed instructor. And the only reason why I went out for that was I was scared of colors and cuts. And yes, so I actually applied for a position at Paul Mitchell School because I know that they gave you 6 weeks of cutting training and 6 weeks of coloring training. So with that leap, I actually stepped out the box that first time just so I can educate myself. And then from there on, I said I would never let any type of fear stand in my way of what I want.
Wow, that's amazing. And just to acknowledge like that you were afraid, like you knew like what your weaknesses were,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like coming from the braiding world, right? So
Oh, yes.
yeah, and that's crazy too because I feel like all of the things that you have done and that you are doing and having that background really helps to support your understanding in trichology, because being a braider, understanding that you have different techniques and different styles and all that other stuff, and then learning cutting and learning coloring. So you have all these like foundations in the cosmetology world. And then you bring all of this amazing talent, information, being an instructor with a top brand, Paul Mitchell, right? And then bringing all that into your trichology journey. Tell me what made you want to even become a trichologist?
You know what was so crazy? Like when you mentioned that we kind of circled around the first time, and that was the education part in me when I created my Create Professionals brand. But the thing was, I actually had a well, I saw you first, and and I was like, what is this trichology thing? I kind of was like being nosy, Googling it, but then really wasn't interested at the time until I had a client that came into my seat and she had this spot that was like a nickel size, and it just grew and grew, and I didn't know how to stop it. And unfortunately, I lost her as a client. And from there on, I was like, you know what? I got to figure out how to help people because, I call myself the hair doctor and I ain't doing nothing. I just felt like, I was a fraud basically, but I did get the education. No, I'm a backtrack.
Okay.
I I saw out a class that said that there was a trichology class, and I think I paid like $1,500 for it, and it was a 2-day class, and I thought I was learning something. Um, but after taking your 911 class and the case studies, I found out that you know I didn't know as much as I thought I knew.
Wait, wow, that's amazing because just to repeat what you were saying, you pay $1,500 for 2 days of trichology training. And then when you get into our classes at Trichology 911 University, case studies, which is like I think one of the best ways to really understand what you're looking at and to take that education and that practical and put it together. And then you realize, wait a minute, maybe I
Yeah,
don't know as much as I thought
yeah,
I knew.
yeah. I'm like, especially when you investing in your education, you invested in yourself. And I thought I was confident in the class because I actually scored a 99. So I was like one of the highest in that class, me and another girl. And I was like, okay, I passed. But about time when I got back behind the chair and I had my first consultation, I didn't know what to do. And like we discussed in trichology, you're gonna quit a lot of time. And I quit. I was like, you know what? I'm an imposter. I'm not gonna do this. And then, all behold, I'm scrolling on Facebook trying to promote my business, and I see you talk about these case studies, and you was going on, and I was like, hold on, I need some more education. I need it.
And you know what's so crazy about that too is because you do think that and it's like, okay, I know this, I know what I'm doing. And then sometimes you get the rude awakening that maybe you just learned a lot of product knowledge
Yeah,
or
pushing product,
yeah. So,
and that's what
you
it
know,
was.
yeah. And so like, you just you get pushed into this thing where you're like, okay, if the client has this or this, use this product, use that. And one of the things that I really promote in case studies is that you understand the ingredient. Like, because if that company goes under, are you able to find what you need to still help the client? And so um, I do remember you just being like one of the best and brightest in case studies because you literally were like, okay, no, I need to write down notes. This is what I
Hmm.
saw. This is what I found. This is what I'm recognizing, and I think that it really opened you up to a lot of things. Let me ask you something. When you decided to join um, case studies and any other classes that we offer with Trichology 911 University, what did you need? Like, where were you? Like, mentally, where were you? Yeah.
To be honest, the way you cheer me on, you made it seem like I knew more than I knew. And I didn't know more than what I knew. And I was like, okay, this lady think I know more than I know, and I don't. But I was embarrassed to say I didn't know, but I tried. So you couldn't tell that I didn't know a lot of stuff. You were asking like open questions. What do you see? So I was telling you exactly what I see, but I didn't know if it was right or not. And then when I found out that I was right about a lot of stuff, and I found out that trichology was easy and it wasn't as hard as I thought it to be, or as Marquita would say, dry. And I mean, you were just like heaven sent. Like the class was, it fell in line. And not just that, like if it wasn't for you and the girls in that group and
Wow.
believing in me and investing in me, like I even decided to go to the school. I'm like, I want her brain. I want her brain. And when you and the other girls say y'all was going to WTS, I said, "Oh, that's where I want to go." I ain't had the money to go, but I'm telling you, if it wasn't for y'all investing in me, oh, let me get excuse my phone. But if it wasn't for y'all investing in me, like I don't know where I would be right now. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, they believe in me that much. Let me believe in myself." And I finished that class in 7 months.
And
7
and
months.
and that Letitia was so amazing. I remember we were having a like almost midnight powwow,
Yeah.
and we were talking about treatment plans and protocols and what to do with clients and what we see. And it was just like a casual meeting of the minds with trichologists that were already in, that were just starting, that were still in school, that were not yet at clinicals. And it was really my first dry run at having a mentorship program. So for you guys to come together and trust me, and I put in a inbox, I'll be like powwow, and everybody's like
Oh
when, and then
yeah, we
yeah,
coming.
and we would get on Zoom and we would talk for hours and hours,
Mhm.
encouraging each other, looking at our processes, what we charge, and just me getting a chance to pour into you guys and show you that listen, trichology is easy. It's and
Yeah.
I love Tiffany's. It's a Tiffany lifestyle.
Girl,
All of
yes.
those different things. Um, all of those different things was so important to how I structured my group mentorship. And I remember that day so vividly because I'm like, you said, you know what? I'm gonna go to that program. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna buy your first chapter.
Mhm.
And then everybody followed suit and
Yes.
we start sending you money. Like, nah, because
Yes, it was actually the first 8 chapters. Y'all didn't even know how much y'all blessed me.
yeah.
I mean,
And that was the greatest thing because I think that like in trichology, especially not knowing it's unregulated, is something that tends to be so mysterious that you make it harder than it is, and
yeah.
you don't realize that no, I really know this, I know my stuff, um and I have to go for it, I have solutions. You kind of stifle yourself, and you already know my story. I done quit 7 times. When I first started, I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm doing. But to be able to take what I learned and pass it on. So you were saying like you were in a place of need where you just didn't know what to do, and
No.
then you found us. So let me ask you this: what wins did you receive once you completed the classes and stuff like that?
So the first thing is confident. I got that. I got that back. Like, I didn't feel like an imposter. I know what I was doing. And it was like, okay, I'm not losing another client that comes through my chair. The second thing was a financial gain. Like I was making a lot more money. Like I'm telling you, I make more money with trichology than I do in the salon side. So I'm like, I'm kind of scaling a little bit back on the salon side. I mean, I love doing hair, but I love trichology as well. So it's like a I don't say love and hate because I don't hate hair. It's a love and a more love relationship. So what I end up doing is I actually split my days. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is trichology days, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is salon days, and they're totally different. And I let my clients know, when you're dealing with trichology, that's a luxury service. So don't think it's going to be salon prices because it's not. And another thing that I really gained was I'm internationally known. Like yes, because let me tell you, when we did that, we was under the pandemic, and we was in 2020. So we wasn't working. No, like the on the salon side, I was sending like hair care packages to client, but the hair care package was like $50. It's shampoo, conditioner, and a little small treatment.
Right.
But Trichology, I was making bank because my first client was from Italy, and I was shipping them treatment plans. You know what I'm saying? So it started from overseas, and it's crazy because overseas supported me first before people in the states did, and then
Wow.
it jumped for to a client in Florida, a client in Virginia, and then it was North Carolina. I'm like, y'all supposed to be holding me down in North Carolina, but I'm seeing people everywhere else.
But you know it was so crazy because like in the middle of the pandemic, where people were saying, everything was shut down. You really invested in yourself, in the mentorship, in Trichology 911, trusted me to help you to get to where you needed to be. And while it was it was new navigationally for us to do what we do online,
Mm-hmm.
it was more of a proving ground because like I told y'all, if you can do Trichology without touching the client
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what you are a problem. You are like you the real deal. And that's what case studies did, right?
Oh
Because
my gosh,
you're able
yes.
to say, okay, I can see this report that's before me, and this
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm seeing, and this is what they have, and this is what they're experiencing. But how do I put that together? So then when you start getting on those consultation calls, and we would talk about those during the powwows, right? And you would
Mm-hmm.
say, well, I had a consultation, it was this and that, and she sent me a picture and this and that, and I'm like, okay, like slow down, like what do you see? What does it look like? What is she describing to you? And when you
Mm-hmm.
can do it like that, when you get to a client that is actually in your space, you can really, really help them. So that's a good thing. So you learn all of that. So where are you? Where are you now? Because I know that 2020 was a big thing and you started going live every day
Every day.
and
Mm-hmm.
really showing up sometimes twice a day. I saw you and
Mm-hmm.
you gained all this content, you were studying and everything. And then I know that you had to take a really needed break.
Yes.
So how did you bounce back from that pivotal moment?
Okay, so 2021 was like the year. I mean, I remember making a lot of money in one day, a lot. And I was like, okay, I like this. And then when 2021 hit, it was almost like a dead salad. Like I stopped going live. I stopped I stopped really marketing for Trichology because I know, especially if the clients want to come in, I'm gonna have to come in a clinic. And the reason why that I had the one of the worst lupus flares. So I suffer with lupus and my face was like a balloon. I wasn't feeling my best. So I was like, I don't want to go on live and people see my face like that. I really was embarrassed. And not just that, it was a mental state too. Like I was depressed and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling my best. And I was like, I'm not going to give y'all half of me. If I'm going to come on, I'm going to give you all of me. I just don't want to give nobody half of me. And I wasn't feeling it. And to be honest, from that whole 2021, like I didn't, my swelling didn't go down until I think March or April this year. That's when you start seeing me back on live and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you what was the thing. Like I started researching herbs because I wanted to get off a lot of the medications that the physicians put me in because I was like, I'm tired of taking drugs because it's the side effects that really hurt you. So
Yeah.
I was like doing a lot of research on herbs and different things like that. So I started. I found out we had an herbal store here in North Carolina, nothing but herbs. So I started drinking these herbal teas, and then next thing you know, I'm feeling better. And then I actually intertwined that in my trichology practice, and I was like, you know what? I'm back in it, guys. I'm going back live, and I'm doing this. So I've been actually like, even when I was sick, I was working on content, behind the scenes, but I wasn't posting them yet because I'm like, when I go, I'm gonna go hard.
Oh
So
wait, now this was one of the things, because you went live and you were using the systems that we discussed privately in our meetings and stuff like that. You were able to collect a lot of content.
I did.
Yeah, so things that you could repurpose and
Hmm.
use and really build your YouTube channel and have.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing too, right?
Yeah, I just dig, like, right now, to be honest, I just dig in my archive and repost. Dig my archive and repost. And it really works for the days that I don't feel well. Like, okay, boom, I'm still on live. Y'all still see me, and yeah.
And I think that that's a big thing too. One thing that we do learn is that on the days that you feel like it, go hard,
Hmm.
because there'll be a day when you don't feel like it. You may not have lupus or an issue where there's a flare up or something like that. And even having dealing with those type of issues, like you're able to really use the information from personal experience and say, okay, I can help you with this. So if there are women in your area or even abroad that would see this interview and they say, I have an autoimmune deficiency. I have PCOS, I have lupus, I have different issues. I have chronic arthritis, right? They're going to say, you know what? I can go to Latisha because she understands the inflammation. She understands the body attacking itself. She understands these things. And I think that, just you can use your life. I think that when we discovered that trichology was easy, we were able to say, and we can take whatever it is in our atmosphere and use it. So like even when you said, you know what, well, I started using the herbs, the things that work for me, I started suggesting them to my clients, and that was a good thing too. So let me ask you this: what's next for Latisha B. Fikes? What's next for this premier trichologist in North Carolina? What's next for you?
Okay, so I'm trying to expand. I really want a restoration clinic. So I really want LaFay's hair loss restoration clinic. So that's my goal right now, because I think more people in the area, they really need it. Like, they I guess they just think that there's no solution, so they just okay with losing their hair. So I want them to know that, listen, I got results. I can make sure that, depending on what type of hair loss you do have, that I can help. There's
Okay,
help out
so
there.
I put your website up, and this is how people can reach you. Like, do you have any classes? You have any treatment plans?
Yeah.
Like, what? How can people experience your business?
Okay, so with the classes, I do hold classes, and that's with the createprofessionals.com. That's over there, because I basically just teach cosmetologists, professional development, business development, and of course I'm doing trichology now. So I'm not teaching them trichology. I just want them to be aware of hair loss and how to identify it. And I just felt like that's not something that they focus on in cosmetology school. And me being a cosmetology instructor and teaching at Paul Mitchell, that was something that we did not teach them. And with my Create Professional program, I do offer that as well.
Awesome. So, what would you tell someone that was new? They're almost done with school. They are with trichology school, and they're trying to figure out how to make trichology make sense in their business. What would you tell them about Trichology 911, case studies, different classes that we offer over here?
It's funny that you said that, because I'm actually redoing my website, and in order to take my class, like, 911 is first. You have to take that class first. So I'm trying to link you on my website, so when they click on there, the portal goes to you. Like, I want that to be like the foundation, and
Wow.
then they can come to me or whatever. But I just feel like, without you, like, you're my foundation. Like, you can ask Marquita and the rest of them. Like, we did not want to go anywhere. We wanted to take your classes for life, but you kicked us out. You were like, listen, you don't need our class. You don't need our class. But we'll still show up in your coaching programs and stuff like that. But and I understand once we got to a level, we do have to grow and stuff. But I want the newcomers to know that like 911 is it. Like you're gonna learn, and the way you make sure that we understand it, just like I don't even have the words for it. Like you didn't make us feel dumb. You didn't make us feel stupid. Like, and to be honest, you're not the first trichologist that I try to learn under. And I don't like when people try to make like I'm ignorant, dumb, stupid, whatever. But you like, nah, you know this. You know what I'm saying? And if I didn't know it, you explain, you know, without trying to use these big words to make yourself feel like, oh, I got a white coat. You know what I'm saying? So I love the way you interact with us. You brought it down to a level where I can definitely understand. And when I did take the class, they made it to where I could understand too. So it was like this girl is heaven sent. Like I don't even know you knew that you was an educator before you was an educator. I was like, this girl, like even before I took your class, you was already giving me knowledge, and I felt like I needed to pay you. I'm like,
Wow.
because I did ask you a question, and then I kind of scaled back because I'm like, this is supposed to be paid information, and I feel like I'm taking advantage of this woman.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's why I was feeling embarrassed to ask you any more questions because you were just giving me information that was vital. Like this information was so valuable. I didn't know what to do with it. I just sat on it for a while, and then
Yeah.
I couldn't sit on it no more, and I just had to activate it. But girl, you are like heaven sent. The whole
Wow. Thank you so much, Tish. Because I was saying, I mean, I'm sitting here like, first of all, I'm a thug. So don't nobody be looking for tears in my eyes because there's nothing soft over here. Everybody relax. Okay. But anyway, no, I really appreciate that. I did have to kick y'all out because y'all had
yeah.
to go. But I do have the mentorship. So I have a group mentorship
Mhm.
coming up.
Can we get in that
Waitlist,
class?
you can't be there.
Okay.
You don't. Letitia, please go. But you know what? You know what's so funny? If you felt like you needed it, I'm sure that if there was something that you felt like you missed, you would definitely um, you would definitely benefit from it, right?
hmm
But I am putting together our trichology retreat. Now that you need to be, we need to be in the place, and
Oh
we're
wow.
doing, so how live powwows are, like
Yes.
doing that in person and really structuring our businesses and really getting the answers. So we're definitely going to do that. But for those of you that are watching and you see going across the screen, I have a wait list for the group mentorship. Looks like we are starting in mid-July. But if you want to get information about it, um, group mentorship started at 12 weeks, went down to 6, but I have increased it.
hmm
And guess what I added? You cannot take case studies unless you're in the group mentorship.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so everybody that has taken case studies thus far, you have been blessed because I'm not
Yes.
offering it separate anymore. But guess what else I'm adding in there? I'm adding the insurance class.
Oh wow.
Right. I'm adding that. I'm adding virtual trichology. I'm adding like so many different things. So we're going back to 12 weeks, right? And it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. You're going
It
to get
sounds
one.
amazing. It
Yeah,
sounds
you're
like
going to
an
get
amazing
the
class.
one-on-one coaching. You're going to get the group. You're going to get all that other stuff, and I'm going to really be able to help you with your business. Also, there's somebody out there that's like, you know what? I want a VIP day with her. You can have it because I
Mhm.
have a whole curriculum with you coming in for one day
Oh
where you're going
wow.
to work on a client with me and by yourself. You're
Wow.
going to use the tools. You're going to enact the, the treatments. You're going to do all those different things, and then we're going to have a sit down where I'm giving you information, treatment plans, protocols. So that's awesome too. But enough about that. Thank you so much, Tish,
Oh,
for
thank you for
jumping
having
on.
me. I really
Yes,
appreciate
you
it.
have been absolutely amazing. You are the example, epitome of a fighter. For you to have lupus, have those flare-ups, and still do the things that you're doing, and to know that because you've done the work before. Remember, I said this: if you
Yeah,
do the work once, you never have to do it
we'll do
again.
it again.
You were able to do all this work, and now you have archives where you can reach in and take those things and say, you know what, I can do this, and I could just be live in the comments because I don't feel good. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so
Thank
proud of what you're
you.
doing, what you've done. Y'all look out for Latisha B Fikes. Now, I know you are going to expand, right? And I
Oh,
know that
yes.
you are going to do great things. Carmelita, she said she absolutely enjoyed the interview. So you're a hit amongst
Oh,
your peers. Oh, let me say this about Carmelita. Honorable mention, she has a class. And guess what? While she was asleep, Latisha, while she was asleep, she got her first registrant.
oh, that's so good.
Ain't it good?
Congratulations.
So I'm excited about everybody that's working with me and supporting me in the things that I know so that I can better serve you. That's it for me. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day and happy hair growing.